So apparently Netflix is losing subscribers, and there's a petition going around to have the Michael Jackson Verdict docuseries pulled from the streaming app. Just lock in for a second, because this shit is about to get messy. So as we know, a few days ago, it was announced that there will be a 3-part docuseries coming out on Netflix in June called Michael Jackson: The Verdict. The goal of this documentary is to discuss his 2005 trial by giving us more of an inside look at the courtroom and exactly what happened. And it's going to give us an opportunity to hear from certain members of the jury so we can see how they came to the point of his acquittal. Now, the two main questions about this docuseries have been, is this documentary going to help us learn more about Michael Jackson's innocence, or is this yet another hit piece to make people question whether he was actually innocent or not? Now, the way it's being presented to us is supposedly going to be about his innocence, but the more you look into it, the fishier this thing gets. And it mainly has to do with the people behind the docuseries. For example, one of the producers is Anya Cooper, and Anya Cooper worked alongside Dan Reed, and Dan Reed just so happens to be one of the producers of the infamous Leaving Neverland. Now, according to my research, it does say that Anya Cooper technically didn't work on Leaving Neverland with Dan, but the fact that she was associated with Dan when that documentary came out and now she's producing this one just seems a little fishy. But don't stop there, because another producer of The Verdict is James Goldston, and James Goldston just so happens to be one of the producers of the Living with Michael Jackson documentary. You know, the one that was made by Martin Bashir that was completely taken out of context and purposely manipulated to make Michael Jackson seem like a terrible person, aka the documentary that spawned the 2005 trial. Yeah, he's producing this one as well. So you're telling me that two of the people that are producing The Verdict were associated with people who made Leaving Neverland and also produced one of the biggest hit pieces against Michael Jackson? And you expect me to believe that this documentary is rooted in truth? Yeah. Hard pass. I myself have already signed the petition earlier today, and it currently has well over 100,000 signatures. Now, is this petition actually going to work? I don't know, but the best thing that we can do is at least do our part. But yeah, bro, I don't know, man. I'm not really feeling this, bro. So I'll definitely check it out, but I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on the information given. However, if we can prevent this thing from coming out at all, I would definitely prefer that. I was not kidding when I said that people are canceling their Netflix subscriptions. So yeah, this is not going to be a good look for Netflix, bro. But yeah, man, I'll continue to do some more research about this documentary and update you guys as much as I can. But as of right now, it's looking pretty bad. So y'all hit me up in the comments and tell me how you feel about all of this. Please stay tuned for more updates, because I'll definitely have them coming to you.
Wow, the Michael movie's doing pretty well, huh? Check out this new documentary that we made against him. Okay, we would like to cancel our subscription. Wait, what? Why are you leaving? We thought you loved Michael content. I love Michael, and you need to leave that poor man alone. He's literally dead. You're literally beating a dead horse. This new documentary might change your opinions on Michael with the new information that we've gathered. I don't want to change my opinion on Michael. I love Michael, and he was already tried for this, and he was found not guilty on all 10 counts. This is double jeopardy. Leave the poor man alone. But what about the potential victims? Don't act like this is for the victims, which I don't think exists, by the way. If this was truly philanthropic, it wouldn't be behind a paywall. And you guys chose to sit on this documentary until the Michael movie came out so that you can ride his popularity and gain the viewership and gain the subscribers. It's disgusting, it's scheming, and for that reason, I want out of my membership. No!
So Netflix just announced that they're releasing a 3-part docuseries titled Michael Jackson: The Verdict. Okay, and according to them, the docuseries will shine light on the allegations, the trial, the verdict, and the story of it all. And apparently it's going to be told, in their words, by quote-unquote key players from the trial. Okay. All I have to say is that the timing of it all is so extremely inappropriate / convenient. Because for years, the media has consistently bashed Michael Jackson for anything and everything. And now, once the realities of the struggles he had faced in his life and the misinterpretations of who he was at his core is finally being understood, here comes the media again, wanting to paint him in a poorly lit light. I'm not having it. Netflix, if this story is not told in the most analytical, in factual way possible, where there's no sort of opinion or bias behind these stories, you're done. You're absolutely done. Because how are you going to say it's going to be told by key players in the trial when the number one key player isn't alive anymore to share his narrative? That's already weird to me. Because why are you having other people tell someone else's story? And then also, if there's, I'm genuinely petrified at the fact that they're just using this as a cash grab. And it's so beyond inappropriate. It's just like, let this man rest. He has struggled and suffered for his entire life. And the one time he's finally getting half of the flowers he deserves, there it goes again. The storm begins. So I just really, we know the facts, right? We, real Michael Jackson fans, know the facts. They found nothing on him. Nothing. So if this docuseries says anything else, you're done. Everyone cancel your Netflix subscriptions. I'm not playing.
I get it now. I finally understand what Michael was trying to warn us about. And with this new doc series that's dropping about his 2005 trial, the timing is insane. I'm gonna tell you right now, June 13th, 2005, Michael Jackson was found innocent. Not maybe, not we can't prove it, innocent on all 10 counts. But somehow, the world never let him be innocent. And the comments under this trailer are beautiful. People are waking up. People are finally seeing how the media tried to trick all of us. How we were conditioned to not like a man who was proven innocent. My heart hurts because every time Michael breaks records, whether it be music, box office, books, something always pops up trying to tear him down. That's exactly what he said when he was alive. He knew what was happening. This man had over 370 witnesses, many of them kids and parents, who came forward to say that he treated them with nothing but kindness at Neverland. But the media didn't want that part. And let's talk about how they treated him during the investigation. Police manhandled him, dislocated his shoulder, and locked him up in a tiny bathroom. This is how they treated a man who was later proven innocent. Michael Jackson might be the only person in history who is vindicated in the court of law and still punished by the media by not being guilty. But now, we're waking up. We are seeing the truth. And the world is finally realizing how Michael Jackson was really treated. For my last few words, I just have to say, justice doesn't expire, and Michael Jackson deserved better.
I know Michael said don't stop till you get enough, but that's enough. I'm tired of this crap. You don't need this. And then the way they're trying to set it up and say, like, decide for yourself. There's facts. You can check yourself. I mean, I guess they're just trying to do this for money because of what's going on. You know, the Michael movie is huge right now, so they're trying to cash out on it. They know people want to look into this instead of doing your own research. We all have phones. If you're watching this right now, you're on a device and you can use your device to look up the facts and the truth. You don't need Netflix to figure this out because a lot of the times shows like this, they create a bias based on a lot of these older Michael Jackson stuff that has come out prior to this. They haven't been nice. So it kind of leaves you to believe what they want you to believe because they paint a narrative. They paint a picture instead of you actually just Googling it yourself and looking into it. It's so simple. I've done research for a very, very long time. You guys don't even know. I've read the court documents, the transcripts. I've listened to them on YouTube. It's been vindicated multiple times on all counts. Those things just don't happen if it's not true. I mean, look at R. Kelly, for God's sake. And then it's stuff like this that make the public criticize and scrutinize you for being a Michael Jackson fan. Let his legacy live on in what he has worked so hard to create. I would be surprised if at the end of this, they show the proof and the facts and say that he was vindicated on all counts, proven not guilty. Then I'll be like, all right, but based off of what's happened in the past, I don't have much faith in this. I really don't. All I have to say is do your research, use your context clues, have common sense. And if you don't have no sense, get some sense. Don't fall for the okie doke. What I'm seeing is that it's going to be based on two sides. And it says who's interviewed in the documentary. The series features new interviews with participants involved in the trial, including jurors, as well as media figures who were inside the courtroom and observed the case unfold firsthand. Aim was to take the audience inside the proceedings and only speak to eyewitnesses who played a part in those events, the filmmakers say. If it's gonna show like his actual vindication, like they're gonna do him justice and show like, okay, he didn't do this and here's why, then I'd be like, okay, show the facts, stop the lies, and dead this. After I spoil bad, this thing here, it's done.
People are calling Netflix customer support and threatening to cancel their Netflix subscription if they don't cancel the release of the Michael Jackson documentary.
Y'all putting a documentary out about Michael Jackson? And if y'all do that, I'm going to cancel my Netflix right now. I swear to God.
So for those of you that don't know, on June 3rd, a Michael Jackson documentary is going to come out. And really all it's going to be doing is talking about things that we've already visited, things from his trial, and accusations that were brought upon Michael and his family. And people are upset to hear that they won't drop it and that Netflix is dropping an entire documentary trying to make Michael Jackson look bad yet again. He was already proven innocent, and so people want to just move on. Also because they feel like there's more important files, if you know what I mean, that people have done way worse things than Michael was ever accused of, who are walking around scot-free right now. And people don't feel like it's right that those people are being completely overlooked and the spotlight is still on Michael Jackson. But let me know if you're upset with Netflix and if you plan on canceling your
my face right now and telling me that after the Michael biopic being released and breaking records and his music being chart-topping, there's a documentary coming out on Netflix revolving around his trial, and the tagline is "Guilty or innocent, you decide." What the actual fuck are we even talking about for real? Because the trial actually already happened and he was innocent. So what the fuck are we actually doing? What is the conversation? What is the point? Everybody's really starting to piss me off with the things they are collectively doing. After we are literally celebrating this man. This man is being celebrated in one of the biggest capacities ever. The movie is about to release in Japan right now. And that's what you guys are doing? You got Drake's bozo ass using his glove for some sort of clout for this new album, and now Netflix doing this dumbass documentary.
Netflix, y'all subscription numbers must be down, because I never knew y'all to be this thirsty, because we are literally celebrating the legacy of Michael Jackson right now. His movie is doing numbers, his book is doing numbers, his music is doing numbers, and y'all want to come out with this trash? Like, for real, that man was found innocent, not guilty. Like, that stuff happened decades ago, and y'all want to bring a whole documentary out about this because y'all just trying to get some clicks and views. Y'all just trying to get a couple subscribers. Ain't nobody subscribing to Netflix. For one, y'all too expensive. For one, y'all barely have good content as it is. Why can't y'all focus on the stuff y'all already got? But for y'all to be acting like y'all the TMZ of streaming services, trying to come out with this BS. Like, for real, like, y'all had this in y'all back pocket just waiting for the movie to drop so y'all could think that old people was going to tune in for this. At this point, y'all really need to go do some soul searching and just stop being so thirsty. Like, I don't understand how much money hungry y'all could be. Y'all must be in the red and y'all trying to get in the black and y'all just trying to get something real quick. But baby, this is not the way to do it. We have already shown y'all we don't play about Michael Jackson, and for y'all to do this, y'all really lost it. Y'all really lost y'all minds. Ain't nobody finna feed into this. Ain't nobody finna watch this. All y'all making me want to do is go buy another ticket to go see Michael. That's all y'all making me want to do. Ain't nobody finna really sit here and give y'all my time to watch this BS, because that's all it is. That's all it is. That man, let that man rest. That man has been gone for almost 2 decades. And all this stuff came out way before that. And that man was found innocent. That is an innocent man. Why are y'all trying to trash his name still to this day? Y'all need help. Go report on somebody else. Go report on a person who actually has some real claims. A person who's been found guilty of some real things. How about y'all go do that? But y'all won't do that though. Okay.
And most importantly, you want to know who's not in the Epstein files? Our king. Our king. Michael Jackson, the Prince of Pop, is not in the Epstein files. And while we're at it, since it's Black History Month, did you know that he was acquitted of all the PDF charges that were brought against him? You know, the media never went back and cleared that up. They just tarnished his whole legacy, and he's still known as that to this day, even though they took it to court and he was acquitted of all those charges. So if there's a PDF file island and Michael Jackson was known or accused of being one of the biggest PDF files in the industry, I feel like he would have been on there. Although they didn't let any N-words on the island, it's Michael Jackson. If he was part of that whole gang, I think he would have definitely been welcomed there, but he wasn't. Our king was not on the island. Okay? Long live Michael Jackson. We can enjoy his music in peace. So I know a lot of us are disheartened by the people who are in that file, but let's celebrate the people who are not. And let's start with Michael Jackson.
Y'all hate that we love Michael Jackson so bad. Y'all hate that that movie has grossed over 716 million worldwide and counting. Because I'm going to see it again. We love Michael Jackson. I don't know what this little hit piece is that y'all got going on Netflix. Talking about Michael Jackson, The Verdict, The Trial. Oh, y'all want to come out with this docuseries to examine the trial. Y'all was so angry that that movie did not portray or have him in such a bad light, and that people literally were crying in theaters. Y'all really thought y'all had us. No, we've been here. We've been loved him. Like, Netflix, count your days, okay? That Kevin Hart roast already was like, oh, okay. Y'all try to play with Michelle Obama becoming. Oh, okay, y'all keep trying us. We did not want to see this hit piece on my... We love him. It's not going to change. We love him.
Netflix, you just had to make a profit off of Michael. You just couldn't leave it. You just couldn't let it go. You had to make some profit. Of course you would drop a documentary in the midst of all the good things that's going on right now with Michael. The movie is doing amazingly well. His songs are on the charts again. The state is gaining money. Good things. He's trending every day. The people are talking about him. Good things are happening, and y'all had to come out with a documentary talking about the molestation trial. Y'all really had to. Y'all couldn't just leave it alone. And I know obviously they had to have this documentary planned, and y'all planned it in perfect timing for, the movie coming out and all the success. Y'all couldn't just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Or do a documentary about positivity. Make it positive. Y'all just couldn't let it go.
So if you're a Michael Jackson fan and you don't know what's happening with Netflix, I'm going to tell you now, so listen up. So basically Netflix is trying to release a documentary basically next month about Michael Jackson, and it's called The Verdict. So basically it's about the charges against Michael Jackson. Mind you, he's been proven innocent about 14 times, and they're trying to release this documentary about the kids that accused him of whatever they accused him of. I'm just going to say this. Netflix, if you release that documentary about Michael Jackson, I'm gonna cancel my subscription, and you will never ever see me watch Netflix a day in my life, because what you're doing is really disrespectful. Please don't release that documentary. Leave this man alone. Don't understand why they're releasing the documentary after the success of the movie. Now that everybody's talking about Michael Jackson and he's back on top, he's back on the top of the charts, now all of a sudden they want to release a documentary about The Verdict, and the verdict was he was proven innocent. So what's the point of this stupid documentary? Why you not put out a documentary about other people? And I'm not going to say their name, but why are you doing it about a man that's been gone for 17 years? You're weird. Everybody needs to cancel their subscription if this comes out. They're serious.
So I'm canceling my Netflix subscription. It's absolute garbage. Michael Jackson was found innocent. The kids that they used to go against him are now adults, and every single one of them, 100% of them, have now came forward and said that they paid off their parents. They paid off their parents to get them to say shit, and now they're saying none of that ever happened. Michael Jackson's music has went back to #1. His new documentary has soared and made a ton of money, and movies are doing nothing right now. They're doing garbage right now. And guess what, Netflix? You want to come out with this The Verdict garbage right now during Michael Jackson soaring again? You guys are garbage. I'm canceling the Netflix subscription, and I've been with you guys for 15 years. You're a BlackRock company now, which means I don't want nothing to do with you. I'm done with these BlackRock company stores. I'm over you, Netflix. I'm calling today, and I'm canceling my subscription. Number one, you ain't got shit to watch anyway.
People are completely done with Netflix and are canceling their subscriptions after they just announced they're releasing a new documentary on Michael Jackson soon. So for those of you that did not see, the other day, Netflix announced that on June 3rd, they're releasing a documentary about Michael Jackson, but not about his career. It will be about the trial that Michael Jackson went through when he was accused of doing some terrible things to children. Now, the reason why people are upset about this is because many years ago, Michael Jackson was found innocent, so people just feel like this documentary releasing on Netflix soon is just a complete waste of time, and they just feel like this should not have been created and released at all. Now, I definitely can see where people are coming from. Like, it's very clear and obvious Netflix is trying to capitalize on Michael Jackson's name right now because literally everyone is talking about him because of the Michael Jackson movie that was released a few weeks ago. Definitely a very interesting situation, that is for sure. It's being reported that thousands of people have already canceled their Netflix subscriptions after this announcement, and you already know when the documentary is officially released, thousands more will cancel those Netflix subscriptions as well, and I'm curious to know your thoughts about all of this.
Look, I don't know if y'all seen it, but Netflix June 3rd is attempting to drop this Michael Jackson documentary about his court cases and trying to slander him again, but we ain't got no Epstein Files documentary. It's our time to shine. We as a collective gotta get on top of Netflix head. If they drop this documentary, we gotta be 10 toes about it. Cancel them subscriptions. Period, point blank. Everybody canceling Netflix subscription. Period. I don't care. We gotta put a petition together. We not tolerating no more Michael Jackson slander going forward. Let that man rest in peace. I'm finna add Netflix. I need all y'all to add Netflix because Netflix got us messed up. The black community, black collective, we wasn't the millennial collective, the Gen Z collective. We wasn't here to defend Michael, but we here now. Y'all not finna put no documentary out about him. I will cancel my Netflix indefinitely, literally. Go make a documentary about Epstein. How about that?
Do you know Michael Jackson owned 50% of Sony Records? Michael Jackson owned the Beatles catalog, which made him 50% owner of Sony Records. Sony Records said, oh, no way. We can't let a Negro own half of this, even if he's the #1 selling artist of all time. So Michael Jackson's album Invincible comes out. And what does Sony do? They give him no promotion. They sabotage Invincible to make sure Michael Jackson goes into debt. And then they come back to Michael and say, you're in debt, Michael. You owe us a couple mil. Give us the Beatles music. Michael says, no. I'm going to have a concert, raise the money to pay y'all off. You're never getting the catalog. Michael Jackson made one mistake. He was living in Dubai with his brother. He decided to come back to the Staples Center to perform. Fatal mistake. Mike should have stayed over there until the concerts were done. He came back to LA. They sent Conrad the brother who murdered him. I forget his name, the black doctor. Conrad Murray. I think he did, 5 years? He's home. And he will be comfortable for the rest of his life for keeping his mouth shut.
I stand with the victims of the Michael Jackson case. The victims. The only victim was Michael Jackson. Those allegations destroyed him. You can physically see how his aura and energy completely changed after those lies came out about him. And they're literally the reason why he's not with us anymore, because all that stress and pressure from things that weren't even true got to his mental health and physical health. And that's why he ended up the way he ended up. So yeah, the only victim you should stand with is Michael.
Hello? This is Netflix, right? Yes, I would like to receive a refund and fully cancel my membership because they automatically took the money out when I didn't want to, and they have the Michael releasing on June the 3rd, and I'm against that as well, so I no longer will be having Netflix, so I would love if you guys can refund my money, please. Please do, because I'll be filing a lawsuit. I'll be suing if it's not possible. All right. Sorry? The email is officialnasimnabi@gmail.com. Official NASIMNABI@gmail.com. NASIMBI. Correct. Nasim. Nasim Nabi. Enrico Taylor then. It's me, yeah. Thank you very much. Alright. Yeah, it recently just recurred, like the day before yesterday.
Sir, I'm gonna be it's Enrico Taylor over here. If you Google search me, you'll see a $50 million lawsuit versus Nike. I'm not playing about this refund. I'm sorry? Oh, no, that's fine. I'm just letting you know you will be sued literally today if I don't get the refund. And it will be your fault, sir.
Alright. What is the payment method on the account? It is my PayPal account.
Okay, thank you so much. So I have processed the refund for you. Now, aside from this one, anything else that I can still help you with?
That's all. Thank you guys so much for canceling my Netflix subscription. Have a nice day. Bye. Alright guys, I just got my refund. They had just sent me a notification right now. I had gotten my $20 refund from Netflix. If any of you guys has a Netflix subscription right now and you love Michael Jackson and you love God, then you will cancel your membership, because the way that they are defaming this person right after his biopic is disgusting. I will no longer be watching Netflix. Neither should you. Bye.
Depression can hit any time, but you have to keep going. Michael would have wanted you to keep going until you beat it. Lucas Colley would have wanted you to keep going. Giovanni Jackson.
So guys, that is it about Netflix, and you have watched the videos, you have seen what people think about what they have done with the Michael Jackson's docu-series, and if you're a fan as well, you might have noticed that recently, less than a month ago, there have been a biopic of the same guy airing, and you know, it sparked a lot of reaction. People are talking about it all over the world. It made people excited, you know. It was like an experience of experiencing Michael Jackson once again. As you all know, Michael Jackson has been a legend for quite some time, in death, in life, yeah. He was a legend when he was alive, he's a legend now, and he will forever be a legend, because the things that he has done for this world, the things that he has done for the music industry, it is going to take a lot of years for anyone to really, you know, take up that space, and I'm not even positive that is going to happen anytime. So Netflix decided to make this docu-series that has upset a lot of people, and especially black people, because you know, when they were talking about it, it's always When you talk about Michael Jackson and anything related to him, we're usually expecting that it's a celebratory thing, that we're going to celebrate the life, remember him in good light. Remember the things that he has done for us, for the music industry, the things that he has done for people's entertainment. Put in mind the fact that this guy is long dead, but many people still listen to him. He's usually, on the top side of trends, yeah. But Netflix decided to look at him from a different angle and lens. They decided that they are going to, talk about the things that upset people, talk about the things that he was accused of, some of which it's been a long time since they were nullified, and there was a lot of evidence to show that those accusations were not true. But Netflix went ahead to include that in the docuseries, and that really upset black people, because to them it was not merely about the portrayal of Michael Jackson. To them it rang the bell of racism once again. They're trying to put his light away, They're trying to just kill the light that is Michael Jackson. He has done a lot for this world, but now they are trying to, tell the world that he was not that perfect, So the fact that Michael Jackson is a black man is also a big factor that Netflix should have considered before doing that. And many people have actually cancelled their subscription to Netflix. People are upset, you have watched these videos and you see how people do not like the idea that Netflix did this. And now, as we speak, Netflix is losing a lot of money because many people that are hearing about this, people that are watching it and being upset, are canceling their subscription. They do not want to associate themselves with Netflix anymore. And you see, Netflix is supposed to be a company that cares about that. I wonder how they got to the point where they are airing such a thing, because before that happens, it usually goes through a lot of processes. There's a lot of people, the jury, there's a lot of people that decide and make the decision to air that on anything that you see on Netflix. There's a process to it. They can finish the production very early, but for it to air so that people can watch it across the world, there's a lot of things that are done. There's a lot of discussions. There's a lot of engagements. There's a lot of people giving their ideas why they think this is not fit, why they think this and that should be removed from the movie, why this and this will not affect the audience in the right way, There's all that, and there's people that are employed specifically for that, people that have gone to school specifically for that, to make sure that whatever such a company airs is something that is okay for the audience, for everyone across the world. Because when you're talking about Netflix, you're not talking about America alone, you're not talking about the white people alone, you're talking about the whole world, because Netflix is a worldwide thing, yeah. Now, when their customers are getting to learn of this, and especially for black people, because this negatively affects black people, puts them out there in bad light, it's like they're trying to dim every light that black people have. Anything that is good and has been done by black people is annoying to them, and they decide that they're going to dim some light into that, yeah. So black people are being offended. They're feeling like, why don't you just celebrate? If it's celebration, why don't you just celebrate? Why do you have to bring up issues, some of which are not even true? Why would you bring allegations that have been proven wrong in the past? There have been cases, I think, in 2005. And, there are people that came out to talk ill about Michael Jackson. And these people had children that are now my age. And they came out sometime and talked about it. They talked about their parents being paid to do what they did, to give false evidence against Michael Jackson. And such things should tell you that all these things you hear about Michael Jackson did this and that, he was wrong on this and that. That should not even be the point, by the way. This is supposed to be something that we are celebrating, celebrating the life of someone that is dead. He's not here to even defend himself. He's not here to speak and say, you know, I didn't do this. He's not here to defend himself. There's a very high chance that people can come out with accusations that are not real, that did not happen, things that we cannot prove. It's now been many, many years later. But Netflix, I do not understand how they got to a point where that did not become something to consider before they did what they did. Now, many people have lost their subscriptions. They do not want to associate with Netflix anymore because when you put yourself in line as a business person and you want a certain group of people to feel bad about you, then you should be ready to lose them. Consider also the fact that most of these people on Netflix are actually black people. Black people are fans of Netflix. You know, they have been watching Netflix for quite some time and they've enjoyed. But since Netflix stopped caring about the race issue, you know, they are not being sensitive when they're making, when they are allowing some of these things to air on there. They do not care how their kind of, you know, movies or series, how they get certain audiences, you know. We're living in a world where a lot of things are happening, but you should be very considerate of what you are trying to, you know, how you portray it shows where you stand on that matter. For example, if you're talking about, you know, for example, you're talking about racism, the way that you allow these characters to portray racism shows where you stand with that. It shows, you know, whether you are a racist or not, it will show because the way that you have let these people portray themselves, it means that it was comfortable for you doing that. You watched it, you analyzed it, and you thought it was fit. Because you know, if you are a racist, when they say something that is racist, you won't notice. You think that's normal, that's okay. And now when people watch it, they will know where you stand with them. Now, black people have experienced that. They have seen Netflix airing things that are detrimental to the portrayal of black people. And black people have been complaining for quite some time. Some of them even cancelled their subscription a long time ago. You know, we're not talking about something that is happening right now. People have cancelled Netflix for that a long time ago. And now they keep worsening, yeah? Every other time they bring something that is hyped, you know, overly hyped. Then when people watch it, it's portraying a certain group of people in not so good light. And those people get upset. And you do not expect such people to continue being fans of you because that is exactly how you see them, how you view them. That is exactly the kind of disrespect you have for them. So guys, if you've liked this video, watched it to this point, kindly consider leaving a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Have you watched the Michael Jackson docuseries? What do you think about it? And yeah, let's know your thoughts. Did you think it was fine as a black person, as a white person, or whatever else? What did you think about it? Was it something that you thought was, you know, didn't you see a problem? Yeah, and don't be afraid. If you did not see a problem, you're actually free to air that as well. If you thought that it was a little bit overly done, you know, you can also share with us, let us know in the comment section. For those that have not watched the docuseries, you might consider going to watch it, get to understand why we're saying what we're saying. And yeah, if you've not subscribed to my channel, if you're watching me for the first time, my name is Furaha, and kindly requesting you to subscribe to my channel. Go to the playlist below, watch the videos that I have made before, and if you love that kind of content, you can consider subscribing and joining this part of family, and we'll be glad to have you around. Returning subscribers, thank you so much guys. I really love you, and I hope that you're keeping safe guys. I'll see you on my next video, so bye for now.